Let's talk Cincinnati Bengals. Look, there's obviously been a lot of questions involving the offense, but the Bengals are making big moves to start off this free agency period on the defensive side. Let's get right into the report, then we'll talk about why it's such a great move by Cincinnati on the other side. This is according to NBC Sports. Safety Gino Stone is switching sides in the AFC North. According to multiple reports, Stone has agreed to a 2-year deal with the Bengals. It's a $15 million deal with a $6 million signing bonus for the former Raven. Stone was a 7th-round pick in 2020 and spent time as a reserve before taking on a bigger role in his final 2 seasons with the team. His run with Baltimore culminated with 68 tackles and 7 interceptions while starting 11 of the team's 17 regular season games last year. Dax Hill, Nick Scott, and Jordan Battle saw the most time at safety for the Bengals last season. All 3 remain on hand, but Stone's arrival will change the makeup of the depth chart in Cincinnati. All right, Miles, I know you're a big-time expert on Geno Stone. You covered his career pretty well. I'm curious what your thoughts are on this signing by Cincinnati. But before I get into that, Bengals fans, in the comment section below, Geno Stone, not the biggest name in the world, but I think has a chance to be a really good signing for Cincinnati. How do you think this signing will work out in the end? Grade this move by Cincinnati in the comment section below. Do you love it? Give it an A. Do you hate it? Give it an F. Somewhere in between with the C. Whatever it is, give us your grade of this move by Cincinnati in the comment section below. But Myers, what do you think of this move and what Geno Stone could potentially add to this Bengals defense?
Yeah, Nick, I think this is a great move. As you say, I know Geno Stone very well, but Bengals fans know Geno Stone very well as well. He's a great player for the Ravens, and he's been coming up year after year, getting better and better and better. And he's accumulated one of his best seasons this season. In 2023, he had 7 interceptions. That's leading the league in interceptions right there. This guy, he did great. He had 84.9 coverage grade. He played, a bunch of snaps for the Ravens. As you said, he started 11 of those games, over 800 snaps. And he did really good in a role like that last year as well. He started 400 snaps last year. And this is a guy that I think is getting better and better as his career progresses. He came into the Ravens as a 7th-round pick. He developed. He got good. He really kind of got thrust into a starting role due to injury. And they said, hey, this guy is a lot better than we're thinking he is. He's developed, and now he's come on to, I'd say, by far his best season. And these seasons usually cost big-time dollars. But you look at this contract, $15 million 2-year, that's about $7.5 million average per year. That's tied for 13th in the NFL when it comes to safeties. I think you got a really great player on a really good bargain price as well. A guy that's familiar with all the teams that you're going to come up with in the AFC North, plays them twice a year just as well as you have. I think that he knows the Baltimore Ravens, a tough defense that you have to go against. That can help out as well. I just think overall, this was a really smart signing by the Bengals for a really killer price. I don't think there's really anything they could have done here where it possibly could have gone wrong for them.
I agree 100%. This is no doubt a great value move, and I think probably the best value move any team made in the opening day of free agency, or at least during this tampering period right now. But I really think what's really important here for Cincinnati, and you kind of alluded to it here, it also damages a rival. The Baltimore Ravens, of course, are the reigning AFC North champions, and I think between them and the Bengals, these are the 2 clearly the best teams, in my opinion, in the AFC North. But it's a stacked division. And normally when you talk about a team, a player moving between teams in a division, I don't think it's really that big of a deal, except in the AFC North. There's just something different about this division, the physical nature of it, the hyper competitiveness. You throw out the records regardless of who's playing, what the situation is. You know it's going to be a physical, tough, competitive game. Defense is playing very hard. Quarterbacks having to be scrappy and kind of create things, turnovers, flip games all of the time. And Geno Stone proved to me he's an AFC North kind of player. There are guys that are just like it. Obviously did it well for the Baltimore Ravens, but I think he'll have that same kind of energy and mentality and success with the Cincinnati Bengals. But I also love the fact that when he started at the Ravens, how he kept improving, right? You brought up coming off his best year in 2023 with 7 picks, returning 2 for touchdowns, by the way. That's what I really like to see. But I think what's one thing that's really important here with the Ravens is that he got better. And this is a good Ravens football team. He went from playing 2 snaps in 2020, his rookie year, to playing 219 to 450 to 950 snaps in 2023. So this is a guy who, playing with a very good coach in Mike McDonald with the Baltimore Ravens defensive coordinator, who's now the head coach in Seattle, earn a lot of reps, earn the respect of a very, very veteran, very, very good Ravens defense. I think he'll fit in perfectly what the Bengals are trying to do defensively in terms of having the right mentality and earning the respect of the group. This guy is a winner. He's a competitor. Again, all the big moves, the big names you hear in free agency, right, that drives the headlines on ESPN and Fox Sports. I honestly believe it's the smaller kind of moves, these things that fly under the radar that could have the biggest impact. And I think this Geno Stone signing by the Bengals has a potential to be just that.
Yeah, Nick, and I was off just a little bit. His second interceptions. Deron Bland was first, who had 9,
Oh yeah.
but 7 interceptions, still pretty commendable as well. But this guy, like you said, he's really developed, he's really grown. And I think, like what you said, he came into a new defensive scheme with Mike McDonald, really showed out, and then grew and learned and earned the trust of this Baltimore Ravens defense. I think there's a lot of great safeties on this Ravens defense. They know how to utilize them. And I think coming over to Cincinnati, they know how to do that as well. They got rid of 2 good safeties just a year prior, and Von Bell and Jesse Bates. Those guys showed out to be really great players. They developed some more guys. So I think Geno Stone is in the best hands with the Bengals, another team who's really familiar with the safety position and knows just how to use those guys to the best of their ability.
And I've got one more correction for me as well. I said he scored twice on defensively. I was reading that stat wrong. He actually only gave up 2 passing touchdowns in 950 snaps. That's incredible, especially when you consider that's all of the touchdowns he's given up in his career. This is according to PFF. 2 total receiving touchdowns surrendered. Right, there's games where safeties and DBs give up 2 or 3 in a game. So to have 2 over a career for a guy who's just getting better and better is an incredible streak to be on. He's trending in the right direction. This is a phenomenal signing by the Cincinnati Bengals.